Major miners and minor miners, welcome back to Briland. Join us today as we make tiny places for teeny tiny faces. I have successfully added in enough to sort of create a little bit of mystery. If you look down here, you can see that I've added some vines along with all the trees over here that hang down into the cemetery. So as we set up all of our trees, there's one surprise that I wanted to add to this project. And no, it's not just grass, it's going to be more than grass. But I figured we should add some grass along the way to spice up the grove, make it look a little bit more wild. I have thought about going to grab some long grass. I might do that too. I did go out to grab some, and I didn't take the right tools to actually harvest it, so I might go back out. Here we are. There. Maybe add on a little bit more there, just kind of in some of these fill-in spaces. There. Maybe one here. Excellent, making it look more wild. Ah, the wild lands of grass. There we are. I want to save a little bit more for the next big surprise, which we'll be adding on here in just a second. I will show you. Let's put a little more grass on these spots. There. I want wildness, but not too wild. I want grass and flowers just everywhere. The other thing that I think I should add is maybe a couple lily pads. Make it a little bit more green in here. Can't really put them here because they'd be flowing down the river. I want it in more of the still areas of the pond, so the bigger areas. There, yeah. I think right here would be good. And where else do you think? Probably just over here in the back part. Right about there. Giving that a little more variety type look. Alright. I've got a couple more lily pads here I can use if I want to. I think one right there would make a little bit of sense. Under the bridge. Whoa! Falling off everywhere. Alright, now. The big surprise of the tree grove. We got to set it up correctly. So you're up here as an adventurer, and you see the wooden path, and you follow the wooden path over across the pond, the mysterious bridges. You take time to wander off the beaten path. You wonder what that is over there. Oh my goodness, look at all this long growth. Oh my goodness, there's a graveyard down there. Spooky. How to get down there? Back on the path. Alright, and then you come over here. Huh, what's on the other side over here? It's going to be a fairy house! Let's build it together. First thing we need is a little bit of red wool and a little bit of carpet. So I came up with an idea for a fairy house. I've never seen one done before. That doesn't mean it hasn't been done. It's very possible that it has. There we are. I don't know how unique of an idea it is, but I like it anyways. There's going to be a fun trap door in this fairy house. I think it'll go this way, yes. No, I want it to go a different way. Well, we can set that up in a moment. Oh, we need some birch wood. Got some in here. There we are. So the trap door and where this leads is a mystery. A fun mystery secret that I don't want to share yet. And we'll add a ladder here to finish that look off. What could that be? Let's put our trap door here. Alright, so it's going to have red carpet inside of our fun house. Interesting. You know what? I think I want to place my trapdoor in a different spot. You know what? We're going to do it in the same spot. But we're going to move our carpet up a little bit. That's what we're going to do. Gotta be careful not to reveal too much. There we are. There we are. Let's put our dirt spot back here. And this is where I'm going to put our wool piece of carpet. So we're starting with the floor, and then we'll move on to the rest of the pieces of the house. There we are. I guess we can put the dirt here. Okay. We'll put our carpet here. And we'll put our door here. Yes. That way it opens up that way. Perfect. Okay. And our wood, this is going to be the entrance to the house. We'll go here. Perfect. There we are. Looks like we're going to be building in the dark. That's going to be fun. Oh my goodness. Let's put this here. You may be wondering, why am I doing it this way? We need to create a door. A door to get into the fairy house. And I think this is the best way to do it. Looks like I fell into the island a little bit. Another clue. Interesting. Alright, so... look at that. I'm under the lake. Let's get back up into our spot. There we are. Alright, we've got the beginning workings of a fairy house. Let's take a look at what it looks like. Definitely need to clear out the front a little bit more, don't you think? Can't have it blocked off that way. Here we are. Yeah, we need to clear it out just a little bit more. We want to be able to see the front of our fairy house. There we go. Excellent. There, that makes a little bit more sense. And you're thinking, this does not look like a fairy house. Don't worry. It will. It definitely will. Let's create a window here. Whoops. Wrong block. There we go. There's our fairy house window. Makeshift, looking good. Looks great. Every fairy house needs a flower pot, right? There we are. Let's throw a flower in it. We're gonna need a light inside of our fairy house, so let's put our light right here. Beautiful, perfect. We're gonna need some posts to hold up our roof. And let's get the rest of the walls made. Here we are. Oh, a window. Convenient. Aha! You're probably starting to see what I'm doing here. There we are. And then instead of posts in the back, I thought about doing posts in the back like I am in the front to hold up the roof. But I'm going to mix it up a little bit with some decorations. And I think these are just the perfect decoration. Putting down some oak spruces, what do they call them? Saplings. Let's keep them from growing by starting our roof. Beautiful. Here we are. We're going to do the first layer of the roof. Okay, I like the look of that, but instead of using these, I think I am going to need to use, let me back it up a little. Yeah, let me grab some, this might work. Yeah, I'm going to need to do this with stairs. Let me grab some spruce stairs, and we'll be right back. Okay, back at the house. We have to remove these old boards. Now that I've got my... There we are. Now that I've got my spruce stairs ready to go. Put together another axe real quick also. So I'm liking this little... I think this is a nice little touch. On one end of the house is the main Briland mansion, and then we've got the fun little gnome fairy house over here. There we go. So let's make this roof much better. There we are. Nah, we've got room for everything. Yeah, I could even create a little balcony here or something if I wanted to in the future. Not saying I'm going to do that. It may not fit with these little guys, but it would be fun. There we go. Excellent. Interesting. Looks like the house is big enough for me to stand in. And the trap door. Very interesting. What can I do with this? Maybe I have something planned. Let's switch this out. There we are. Let's put that there. You know what? I don't know why. I'm changing my mind. I like it there. Alright. Torch there. And get the roof done. Don't forget to hold shift on those. There we are. And it looks like the stairs will create a nice roof cap for me. I tried some different versions of this with the chimney, and I did not like the way that they turned out. So maybe I can make a little village of these one day somewhere along the way. But here we are. The fairy house is complete. Got our windows on the side. Got our doorway in the front. I think we even need to dig out just a little bit more. Little reformation of the land here. Uh-oh. Look what I did. That's okay. Nothing that cannot be corrected. Here we are. What do you think, like that? Oh, you might hear a little baby in the background. She gets a little fussy sometimes. There we are. Maybe she doesn't like the design. She could fit in this house. There we are. So, I want to finish this video up at night, so let's wait for nightfall and just kind of take a look at the finished product. But before I do that, I'll give you guys a second look at the pond. Here we are. Maybe I'll put a little more grass over there. And there we go. Oh, there's the fun house. Ah! Don't fall into the water when you go to the fun house. It could use a little bit of grass, I think. Don't you? We need to clear it out even more. Even more. We're covering too much of the house up. There we are. There we are. I should really carry around a shovel for these jobs. Let's take a look. Much better. There we are. Let's put a little bit of grass around here. Kind of shroud it in a little bit more mystery. Right that block there. And maybe a little bit of grass in the back. Ooh, it goes under the house if we do it like that. And a couple more of these we can take out, I think. I'm liking the way that looks. Much better without digging into the pond. What do you guys think? Well, I cannot jump across the pond for some reason on this video. I run all the time. When it comes to this video, can't do it right. There. Yeah, that's awesome. I think I could use a little bit of a flower, maybe. Put one, and let's do a mushroom too. Got one of these sitting around. Little decorative type deal. Maybe we should put that off to the side a little bit more, since it's such a tall deal. There. And then the mushroom, maybe it's growing under here. It won't place there, will it? Oh, that's right. You can only put it on certain surfaces. Well, we'll deal with that later. Let's see how it looks. Ooh, nice. Flower adds a little bit of color. Nice. All right, let's check this thing out at night. Okay, night is falling upon us in Briland. The tree grove is completed. I might add some more grass and some wild things in the pond and around the woods as we go. Maybe even some sugar cane. I might not. We'll have to see how that turns out. I'm thinking the cane is going against the look that I want over here. But this is what the house is looking like at night. I love it because it's got the light shining through it. You can see in the back window. We can see our little secret passage in there and the treasure chest. If you look at it from the right angles. So that is how it all turned out. We put the torch inside, that way the light would come through all of the crevices. And there it is. I love that. Sort of the highlight of the what is this? The woods and the pond and the grove and everything. We got some big trees, little trees. Excellent. That's just an overlook. I'll take you guys back here because we haven't taken back here to look. Usually I cut in and out and do little things so you can see this from different angles, but so you can see I put trees in the back, put some different shaped trees that hang over. I've got the vines that come off like from bushes down into it, and this is what it looks like from the actual gravestone. Got the trees all around, much better look. And I'm thinking what I'll do is put some trees down here. I'll show you guys soon, and we'll actually do like the darker, like almost the birch tree leaves down here. I'll use oak trunks, but birch leaves, so it's just darker on the inside to give it a different from the oak green up there. So yeah, this is the grove. Thanks for coming along for this video. I know it's been a process to get at least this far, but I can't wait to show you guys next and how we're going to change the island. Brilanders, thank you for coming to check out the construction of our little guest house on the other side of the island. If you'd like to stay, please give me a call or shoot me a message and we'll reserve it for you.